Hello, everyone. How we doing? Hello, Warren, Asocial, and Rodo, and everybody else in chat. Hope we all doing good. Hope the week ain't been too bad. Hope everybody enjoyed Senna's rat murder stream yesterday. New Intervallo came out. yesterday. There's no game category for this stream on Twitch. Do I not? How the fuck did I do that? Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. There. Appreciate that, Rodo. I thought I said it, but I guess I just got rid of the Vermintide category from last stream. Good job. So, I don't know who else has been having weird things going on, but the internet seems to be a little wonky the last day and a half. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong today. Now, before we get in to doing the Intervallo, I have to wonder if I should pull on things. I gotta feel, I'm pretty sure, I got a feeling, I think, if I remember correctly, in the timelines, Walpurgis Nacht is up next. After this, we'll probably have like a week or, in like this month, will be the Intervallo time, and then Walpurgis Nacht will happen. And they'll have new stuff to roll on once again. So the question is, if I pull on this, do I have enough stuff laying around to guarantee those units? Because I definitely would like to get the new Ishmael and the ego for So, because as we all know, I need more effort put into making Merceau fucking ridiculous in every team he's in. Lead. Ally is defeated. If this unit has Drink to the Fallen, enter Resentment. I knew this was good, but I didn't know how good it was beyond its whole bait switch thing. All right, let's do math. What is it? 1300 for a 10 pull when you're using Lunacy? And pull cost. Carefully, you are only guaranteed a double odd character on the 10 pull when doing the 10 pull option. If single pulls, there is no counter. And you can go over 10 pulls without seeing a double odd from the comments, blah, blah, blah. So... a 10 pull is 1300. Oh, might be done. 60 pulls of tickets, 196 pulls of lunacy. What, for me? Or for you? 5. Partially why you don't do gotchas anymore. That's fair. Although this one's just fine. Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes. What is the actual, like, is there something to that game beyond just like you fight? So no? Okay. Well, there you go. See, I can't play a game like that if there's not some narrative to it or something. I don't give a fuck. Not that I blame anyone who does go in for that. I just can't give a damn. So accounting for if you don't want to spend paid lunacy, that goes down to 190. So really susceptible to the gambler's fallacy and well, trust me, I understand. However, I have spent like $30 on this game at most, and I'm doing just fine. So, you know, if you have self-control issues when it comes to gambling, better you stay safe. But if you're just worried about being able to play the game without spending money, then there's absolutely no fucking reason to. If you don't want to, or if you don't have money to spend on this, just don't. If you do spend money on it, you get a pretty solid value. But if you don't trust yourself, I respect the option not to. So if I don't spend paid lunacy, then it's a total of 250, which is definitely enough to guarantee at least one thing from Walpurgisnacht. If I don't get stuff, like anything from the banner in Walpurgisnacht in 200 pulls, I think I'd shit, but it'd be fine, probably. So, I could probably pull some. I don't know, is there anything from Walpurgisnacht that I desperately need or want? Well, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, kinda. I do really want Magic Bullet, Otis, and ID and Ego. Hello, Maria. How goes it? I'm trying to decide whether to pull or not, because I really like Merceau. We all know that. I think best character. We haven't gotten to his turn yet. He has immense comedic potential. Also, I just like him because big largeman, funny, stoic guy. And I also really like Ishmael. And her new ID looks very cool. So I don't know. I have enough. If I only pull 50, then I have enough to guarantee to go to pity for super hard pity for Walpurgisnacht, which I imagine will be coming up soon. And by soon I mean next, in the next like big update, medium update, whatever you want to call it. That's not the full Intervallo. I imagine it will be Walpurgisnacht. So like, Mentor Merceau is really good just by himself, right? Like, even without the ego, Mentor Merceau is still damn good, right? There's still the Line 2 rerun. Wait, is that not up yet? I really need to get to redoing, to trying, not you, to trying this again. It'd get me 30 fucking pulls, and this. But before I do that, I wanna get Merceau shards and get that one damn ego. Then 4, right? Yeah. Was this supposed to be NV up? Or NV, I thought he did NV resist down for this. Was that another ego? Or did I just mishear slash misthink? Because it's still good. X-Nail Faust, you think? Okay. Get offense level up buff. X-Nail is in standard? That's not Faust. Either of those are Faust. That's Sinclair and Rhodia. There it is. Envy Fragility, yeah, there it is. For every type of negative effect on this unit. Pierce Fragility doesn't do anything. The Envy Fragility does. That would, however, require me to fit a Faust onto the Thumpin' team, and I don't know which Faust would even go on there. Like, House of Spiders Faust technically has Envy cards, Envy skills, but they're not really there. By association, Faust would multi-crack? Crack, yeah. The fuck is she again? S4 event. There she is. Okay, skill 2, skill 3, and defense, which is the important one. Use LobCorp Evo Greg instead. Yeah. Probably gonna stick to that. Although it wouldn't be totally unreasonable to take this one. Take Faust. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. I'm not sure. As it is, we don't really need to super change this team. Greg does damn good as it is. He could use some more egos because I only got the one for him. In the end, it's fairly tertiary. Yeah, it is. The main bulk of everything going on is going to be from the middle IDs. Mail. Let's see. One more. Go in there. Maybe I'll throw a 10 pull at it. Fuck off. Mook workshop. So what's her deal? On base attack skill ends. Stuff, activate even the balance, loosen kills, does extra critical hit, critical damage. Do them all. %. 5 plus. How does she get that? Defense. Gain Dokabi arms, heavy arms, pride resonance. For blade lineage, allied identity. Excluding this unit, allied identity at less than 50% field. Fuck it. Oh, it uses your 1 pulls first. I forgot about that. Your extraction rate doesn't have 3-star. Room for the announcer. Huh. I have some to spare. It'll be all right. Nothing. I'll think about that some more. For now, story time. Mystic experience. Here we go. Faust and her Fausts. Ezra and Ungdu. Let's see how it be. No, wait. For this one, we should go about it like... No, Heathcliff's been in the Vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him... Dante. Eh? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. Is the Sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation when I'm trying to support the battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Rhodia's shopping chatter is starting to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered Encorp's district, the bus pulled over in the back streets of Encorp to take care of a distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD team, but distortions suddenly started cropping up all over an area of the back streets called Butter Street without any coherent pattern, no obvious point or of origin or route of spread. Nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the Sinners into several groups and send them out. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Yisong, and Merceau were on their way to rendezvous with the team. The LCD team, Heathcliff, Gregor, and Hong Lu, were suppressing distortions that had showed up from other directions. And with our onboard stock scraped down to the bottom, Rhodia and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of the suppression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I'd been putting off, and though I might as well get myself some much-needed practice with handling the new golden bow power I'd acquired. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust had seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought. Moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from the other sinners or me. Could it be you can't access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Words? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions on which you were still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So I was right? You really are cut off from the Gesellschaft? Fuck. That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjecture. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically access the Gesellschaft, it may as well be that she can't? I wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't give me any further insight. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on, then? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? That's right. Despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Bow's power, and Araya severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head with this clock still showed no sign of returning. Why won't my old memories come back, though? Is it because of this clock head? Speculation based on your experience with the bus team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, Manager. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi would serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Yes, Bongi. Receiving feed and increasing in body mass alone would provide it with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to kitchen instruments and the heat of the stove, its limited experience would provide inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. This is your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories and my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea what aspect means, or even whether it's an object, but I know one thing. It's that the me from before all this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately even. It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. Uh-oh. We're under a thunderstorm warning, it appears. Well, hopefully it's not bad and we don't lose power. That would suck. Okay, where was I? And you're not gonna tell me what it actually is? Are you? The aspect, I mean. What it means or why I wanted it so much? Dante has a saber face, you can't prove me wrong. You're right, I can't because they don't have a face. Currently. Well, I guess they have a clock face. Technically. Hi, G-Force. Thanks for coming by, dude. Hope things aren't as stressful as they were earlier. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. God, that would be funny if Dante did turn out to be a saber face. I was trying to think of who the most androgynous saber face would be. And so I guess Dante is actually just Chevalier d'Aeon, or whatever however the fuck you say it. Why do I not maintain... Why do I keep going into Fry? Fuck. Chevalier d'Aeon. Bull. Pay it no mind. You are still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I've gotten pretty used to focusing on one place at a time. Keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. Dante hasn't learned how to micro yet. Dante's bad at StarCraft. Dante's bad at Dota, too. Otis's team is doing well in combat, even without my direct supervision, and Rhodia's team is shopping, and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them would prove much easier. That wouldn't give me the much-needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You would be able to cast a wider net when information gathering, and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And I'd also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in, too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. I don't see any injuries. Team's still doing pretty well, even without my directions. As for Rhodia, wait, did she just stuff all of the pastries and bread she bought into her pockets? How did she manage that with a huge baguette? I noticed this group, let's see, looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD, then that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust? There's a dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit, different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them, too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather precipitous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. Though I wouldn't say it's not serious. I am so curious to see what the hell is going to happen when we finally hit the end of this, like, story. What they're going to do. Okay. This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis's command calls have been working out well enough. I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel the strain. Why are you waving your hand all the arm and hand signals? Huh? What's swinging the arm sideways supposed to even mean? You don't know? It's scatter, damn it. So scatter. That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it. Even rookies with nothing but the most rudimentary of military training would have recognized a hand signal that basic. Well, we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Verily, the flourish of a single hand doth indeed make boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet when thou suddenly wavest thine arm about, clenching and unclenching thy hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn tail, forsooth I am left bereft of understanding what thou meanest to say. To think that of all the personnel in the team, only the swabby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only picked it up during my sailing days, and realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is unacceptable. After all the operations all of you have been deployed under my lead, you're still all ignorant when it comes to nonverbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals. Yep, might as well be splitting hairs, literally. Let us appease our agitated hearts and follow Miss Otis's instruction. We should disperse and withdraw. Megaton landing! Woo! Fucking Ezra. Hey, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it. I know how to make one heck of an entrance. Whoa, aren't you supposed to be clearing up the distortion upstairs? Huh? Oh, finito a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome. Split by your thundering descent, the floor's form and shape are now crushed beyond bending. Sunken deep enough to be likened to the incipience of a wellspring. Eh? Don't you worry about your head. Don't you worry about your... Fuck! Ah! Don't you worry your head about it. Why is that? Why? Why is that what I stumble over? I talk like that all the fucking time. Why was that hard to say? That's all after teams to take care of. What? That's a poorly localized sentence, I think. Or, maybe it's... Wait, is this... Where the fuck is the localization team for this game? Detroit? No, fuck. That's not good for immersion. Yeah. Yeah. That would make sense. I don't know. I cannot find anything. Specifically indicating where or who the English localization is done. That feels like it could be maybe British English in how it's like done. The grammar seems a little weird for American. That is all after team is to take care of. It feels like it's missing a word for some reason. Or that it's using a contraction a little strangely. Am I insane? I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this, but still. Can be possessive. Yes, it can. But I don't think it is in this case. Because what if the apostrophe S is a possessive, what is after team, what is it indicating possession of? It is. She's dropping the word problem or something. Yeah. Problem / job. All after team. Problem to see if it was possessive, they should have included the subject being possessed in the sentence. But since that, like, I guess, like, it's not totally incomprehensible, but it's very weird. It feels like it's missing a subject / a preposition of some sort, I think. Which the British like to drop prepositions and shit a lot. When they're referring to a noun, like going to hospital instead of going to the hospital. But the noun is included usually. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's dropping the word problem or something. Yeah. Wait. I guess you don't... Aren't you supposed to include the thing being possessed in the sentence, like, directly? For clarity's sake? I don't know. I guess it is the subject of the previous sentence, context, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It reads oddly to me. Thank you, Ezra. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the last of the distortions outside of the building. You are, but it's still a turn of phrase that comes up sometimes. Yeah, I suppose. Rarely enough that I don't think I've ever seen it. Check on the distorted... Great! Can you check on the distorted peep's face and clothes? Their faces are all segmented? Segmented makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire... this one appears to be a sweeper. And that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer. And this distortion I landed on... probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a pop and a flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan, sayest thou? How is this not a mere matter of slaying distortions where they stand? Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you? This has oft been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task to which we have committed our hands. Really? Well, guess every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. The fuck's a briefing? Greg somewhere off in the distance. Wait, they tell you guys shit? You guys get intel before you go in? What the fuck is this? Oh, I imagine Otis is mad about that. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Only our new girl. This time, that dude, I mean, Mr. Bamboo-Headed Kim's also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you just see just how okay he is. We get pamphlets. Is that the part where someone higher up calls Dante and calls us all idiots on the speakerphone? No, that's the debriefing. We only ever get those. We never get the briefing itself. But last time you said he was still under treatment. We do get pamphlets, but there are more pamphlets on like the city, not the job. To be precise, I believe Miss Angdu stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. Aha, that. You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. Ah, you have arrived. It's blinding. It's so bright. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. Hold on. Turns out you've been working for the tourism board this whole time. I would not be surprised. Oh, the ad's already fucking started. I'm gonna go get more water real quick while those run. Yay, storm time. Yay. Hopefully it blows some of this fucking heat away. No, this is not sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth. Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I am yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying a hand upon the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually ends with something or you broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings and must be examined with care. Oh. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knack. Hang on, did you just say mentor? I had not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have apprenticed. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Which switch? Where's the switch? Aha! Gotcha! What? What? Fucking... I don't know why that's so funny to me. The guy in the back. I don't... I feel like I should know who he is, but I can't fucking remember who. You look so fucking done. What are we doing here? Why do we have lights and camera shit set up? What the fuck is this? Goodness. Known as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Yes, that's me. Guess I should say pleased to meet you folks. That's him? His shit's just hung up on a rack? Princess Kagi has been here because this bamboo is chopped. Fuck. LMAO. Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. I'm being texted by my mother shit about the storm. You know how there's a thing that's technically a possibility, but you weren't really thinking of it. As a thing you had to think about. And then somebody brings it up because they're like, don't worry, it's okay. We don't have to worry about this thing. And then you're like, well, I wasn't worried about it until you mentioned it. My mom's like, the storm's here. And I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be doing something? To which she responds, not right now. Tornadoes are not expected. Nobody's seeing any rotation in the upper atmosphere. And I'm like, well, okay, cool. I'm glad to know that, I guess, now, but I wasn't exactly fucking thinking of tornadoes before. All I was thinking of was maybe the power was going to go out and that would suck. But now I've got all this fucking anxiety stuck in my chest because, oh god, maybe there's going to be a tornado. Fuck. There probably won't be. Probably might not even get a warning or anything. But shit, man. I don't live in the Midwest. I ain't no crazy asshole living in Tornado Alley who just has tornadoes occur all the fucking time. They're just kind of used to it. God damn it. Also, my chair is trying to kill me again. And now there's something in my fucking eye. What the fuck? Ugh. Oh. More often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The bamboo-hatted Kim I remember was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been while he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is bamboo-hatted Kim? Yep, we double-checked with Ezra, and she said he really is the same guy. Whoa, that fire on your head's not hot at all. Fascinating stuff. Can we check again, just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the sullen, serious man whom we'd fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's checking out some kind of mantelpiece ornament. Lots of ticking and talking going on. That's supposed to sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation would be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as bamboo-hatted Kim. I've got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. Ongdu. Just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them you are a gallant and formidable warrior, Mentor. But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. Don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment in the ticking? I also told them that you are a man of few words, but with much affection for the followers under your command. Ongdu. Yes, Mentor? That's a complete and utter lie. May have a few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yet I spoke no falsehood. Although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization, you are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? Oh god, he's just autistic. That's all it is. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's just a guy. No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him. So I refrain from mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name, and mine by extension. I simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own folks. In any case. Oh, so you can't see anything if I block this part, hmm? Do tell, how many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks, huh? Then you have already acknowledged and accepted that you now belong to Limbus Company. Why didst thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when no one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air, and touchable fields of grass clear at the storm of thy heart. John, why are you telling him to touch grass? An asset of the company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yet for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spiderpire. You will have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she were conducting a formal investigation, every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Him finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. He stopped peering into my face and turned toward Otis, although his hand was still on my head. All right, clearly there's some disconnect in expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that hard about. Fuck! Words are hard to read at speed for some fucking reason. I'm really not all that about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his fucking mouth. What? So, let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the resident layabout who forced to do his job. With a frown, too, I might add. Only when he's got absolutely no other choice. Really not some big shot Ongdu's apparently been promoting me as, folks. And I very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps putting my life on the fucking line. Fine then, why did you join the LCE in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? Oh, never mind, they probably forced you to stay. You catch on quick. First they spout this nonsense about distortions and all, and then the force hired me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. And the other day, they were again on about, what's his name? Golden Bow? Yeah, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen in on some bullshit. And I accepted. I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. Ongdu, dear, there are times when your commitment to duty shines brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. Do you mean to say that you are in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. That right there, that's what I keep telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small expenses add up to a lot, you know. You gotta save up everything you can in the piggy bank while you still can, or you'll end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? No means no. Then pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. No, wait, what? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best item. So, could you fucking do it for me? So I must beg this favor of you. You're giving me a frickin' headache, girl. I'm aware that you and yours are no strangers to such dealings. There is no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just get you what you want. You heard the gentle lady mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you amid conversation. Pray continue. Ongdu, the legendary simp. Real. Fucking holy shit. Also, this is a good, like, pair of character archetypes that I feel like I don't see very often. And I think it should be done more. The kind of lazy layabout first in charge, like dude who's in charge or person who's in charge, and they're entirely too serious and literal second in command. I feel like the times I've seen that, the leader person is the one who shapes up to like be more serious and precise or whatever, or intentional with their words. And it's never really the other way around. But then again, she does seem rather rigid. That's kind of the problem. Is it the problem? I guess it's, maybe. I don't know. She's rigid, but she moves fast. I don't know. I don't know. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. No sooner Angdu's words left her lips than her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put in my finger on, but there was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Oh god, is she yandere about this guy? Yeah. So that day, I was just gonna relax here and watch some TV. Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah, suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Angdu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh, Miss Angdu, your arms! Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Angdu's brand new prosthetic arms. She got the robo arms, because her other arms got fucking cut off. That was a hell of a moment. Wait, did her arms get cut off, or did her sword tear them off because she couldn't control it? I can't remember exactly. It was a bad time. Bad time. All right. The last time we saw her, Angdu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms, even her clothes are different now. And that sword... I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious hosts in one of the LCD's teams had prepared them in advance. Caius hit the sword so hard her arms went with it, you think? That does sound... yeah. That's definitely a possibility. Was it Matthias or was it what's its ass? The ring. Nurse father. I thought they were fighting the ring nurse father and her arms went during that fight. And then B-boy showed up. I'm not sure. With evident satisfaction, Angdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place. Oh, such graceful smoothness wed to machine articulation. It is as though I'm beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Yep, the showcase would have gone lackluster without that trademark reaction. Callisto got Martin. That is true. Callisto did kill Martin. That fucker. Those are strikingly similar to Schwartz Industries' N7 lineup. Oh shit, Mass Effect. Shepard. Rex falls through the ceiling with a humongous crash, stands up, says Shepard, and then leaves. Should I get a sound clip of that and make a fucking channel redeem for it? I want to. I don't know how much it would actually get used, but... What was it? I didn't finish reading a sentence. But I thought that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by LCD's Phenomenon Deciphering team, and they put them on her for trial. Doubt you'll find another like them. They're based on technology spun from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. Then, just as quickly, he fell silent, whatever he'd wanted to say next catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair and why it cast a shadow over his face. But... sorry, just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought this was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I lacked tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. It's alright. I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. You really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life. Walking through the workshop street that day. Oh please, girl, we walked for just 4 hours. That's nothing. While everyone was distracted taking in Ongdu's new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what is this place supposed to be? What's all this stuff? It's basically a wreck now, but these are there are strobes and that cloth backdrop over there. I guess it was a photo studio? A photo studio? God damn it. Oh. That could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place, I guess. Probably. This thing's definitely looks like a camera, at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hand, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, maybe? Ah, there's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, that's... Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair as if she had realized something. But Merceau's hand shot out before she could even finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What did I do? Exposure to sunlight damages these objects. I already pulled a little bit out, though. It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the ridge section on the cylinder. I'm currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Okay. You mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates? Yeah, there it goes. With a quiet nod, Merceau took the object from Sinclair's hand. Seems to be a film roll. There is something written on the outside. Experiment number 4? It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. Ah! You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Merceau's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by N-Corp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly onto the medium, from what I've heard. Peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we've managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions guys. Ooh, that thunder. Got thunder. I felt a little bit. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. Both Ezra and I, we're both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. For all her unfailingly perky disposition, Ezra, too, may be carrying traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain aught deserving illumination? Huh? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby, and it didn't seem like any others of the other center teams elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether the distortion suppression has not, in fact, already concluded. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anywho, finding an inflection point without the team leader around. Without the team leader around is gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. Yeah, that one was just me. Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration, as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the present context, it may less be a mathematical term and more a specialized polyseme referring to the point at which distortion occurs, the motive intent, or indeed the point in which inflection of the mind occurs. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So, in our department, we use that term to mean the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it, stuff like that. You know, distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface all you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. Though I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens a door into their fathoms or whatever, right? You mean Dungeon of the Fathoms? Yep, that's the one! From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. You guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it, I almost bit my sleeve off. Jesus, this is rough on my throat. Everything's drying out so fucking fast. Verily, I had thought your team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so? Of course not. Why would anyone come up to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time, peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company, to our detective's office. Or to our detective's office. That means the client this time must have been bingo. Apparently the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like the SVI and the combat specialized fixer offices. But none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us. Meaning the distortion phenomena related to this kind of photograph is still occurring unchecked somewhere on the streets? Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash gray suits and the logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Merceau? I was once employed by N-Corp. You used to work with those people? What? You used to work with those people? Yeah, he did mention that he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know who these guys are, Marcel? Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they are likely members of the pinframe team of Service de Clou. Merceau recited the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf of his mind. Okay, pinframe team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of N-Corp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of N-Corp's internal information, analysis of N-Corp's internal intelligence, the sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information, and intersector. That'd be enough. Fuck. Whoa! Are you talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think Shit. You think it'll be okay if we borrow him sometime? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia, you know. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia is right. They're from N-Corp's pinframe team. Seen him a few times before in N-Corp's nest. But why would people already busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby backstreet like this? Got any guesses? I am unable to determine that. So, I've had an idea. And it's weird, but anyway, I feel like with the framing of how Ezra and Moses and them do their work in this feels kind of, and how they like the street, basically the neighborhood gathered up the money to pay for them coming out to do their work. It reminds me of The Witcher. And I kind of want a game where you just basically play as these nerds. But it's like The Witcher here. I feel like that would be cool. It won't get made because it'd cost $856 billion, but, you know, kind of just wander around the back streets, doing work, fighting monsters, just dealing with distortions. You gotta do your investigation bit, you know, and all that kind of stuff. That would be cool. Not gonna happen, like I said, but still. I feel like it would work pretty well. It would be more closed in, probably, because, you know, the city is a city. But moving on. The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad. Listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Ezra staring holes into me with an unspoken, "Is this dude always like this?" wouldn't pull any answers from me, you know. Because, aside from combat situations, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his mind. Okay then, Merceau, maybe this will be easier to answer. From an objective point of view. And that was when I noticed something I'd never imagined would happen. Merceau's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. A leveling stare that came with, "There is no such thing as an objective point of view, manager." A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately all things are subjective, without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Merceau's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the back streets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can. Loud, subjectively incorrect buzzer. Hey, yeah. You got him. Because I know I'll never... I really need to figure out how to get phlegm out of my throat, like, with regular effectiveness. Because this shit, I don't know. Because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, "Oh, I see, my bad, as usual." Yes, manager. I would presume that their mission was on one or all of the following. Retrieval of a video recording or recordings in violation of N-Corp's taboo. Prompt elimination of the violator, contact with an informant in the back streets, collaborating with N-Corp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the nest. Taboo? You mean these people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know. Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer offices or employees of the department in charge. See, these guys here are N-Corp staff. Miss Ongdu, what are you looking for in their pockets? I am looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden in the sleeve or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with but a single glance. Yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card, and okay, this one's wallet, so let's put that back. Don't want to be robbers. Aha! This might be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper from out from an N-Corp staff's coat pocket and read its contents aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual of a Category 3 taboo violation. Address, Butter Street. And this is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this studio and the distortion phenomenon might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, hath the hour arrived for my debut as a detective, forsooth. Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Rhodia, Ryoshu, and Hong Lu back then. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dejected chivalric adventurer stuff the costume away. Okay then, we should get moving too. Damn, no deerstalker hat. Yeah, unfortunate. Don would have been cute in it, I'm sure. Oh, God, I already need more shit to drink. What the fuck? Wait, what? 9.5, 15? Oh, right. It just continues. Right. 14 in the last one. Mystic Experience event consists of 11 stages, including story stages and a single dungeon. Said stages also offer batches of photos after first time clear. Clear bonus only for first time clears of each stage. All right. 11 stages, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy, here we go. How many? I need 7? Wait, hold on. Oh, right. Our shit squad is off somewhere else. Surely somebody I know has her. Nope. Not yet. What about Rousseau? Yep, there he is. Bring him along. 1,
부름이라면
출정이군요.
4,
언제나
5,
작전
7.
키만 잡고 있을 때가 아니구려.
You only got the announcer? Understandable. Oh, I do have her. Forgot she was a double odd, but I need like actually combat capable units here. I suppose I could technically level her up right now. Could I? Can I hit to 60 in this? No, 56. This is a level 60 bullshit fight, right? We're just gonna have to use the members we have and hope it'll be okay. Good enough.
화점에 두지.
출정이군요.
부름이. 소재가 준비됐어?
꽃을 피워볼까요?
Who is the announcer again? Kim and Ongdu? Right. Oh, that's right. Do kind of want that. We spent a long while rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the canister containing the film roll Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that could count as a proper clue. Executive Manager. I've confirmed that the rest are all empty plastic containers. And it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager, I will find a way to develop the film. You guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time, Ongdu, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal? Once swung, a sword does not retrace its arc, Ongdu. So it is with life. There is no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Ongdu. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware. You have told me as much since long ago. Whenever you were placed in a position to retrace the past, mostly at the eateries where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs, and each time you brought down the stone wall before our house by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Ow! My belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. No! This spot. Oh, the very wound you once gave me afflicts me yet. The one from when you thought you were only poking me with a scabbard, yet by some cruel turn it was your sword that ran me through. Mentor, you said it was a completely healed and that I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. but it still aches every now and then, chiefly when I hear your sharp, cutting words that I really don't want to fucking hear. Ah, is that so? Ongdu suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I have written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp, cutting words afflicts you so, perhaps reading them instead would cause no suffering. Tim's face began to contort like a wet dish towel being wrung dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Ongdu follows so devotedly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Ongdu said he had? Alright, I'm gonna... call the ad. Oh wait, I have another box. Oh. That's going. Time for bathroom. Oh goody. Yet another bot thing. Also, fuck you, bot. Tired of streaming to 0? Let's change that. Only at fucking scamsite.ru. Gotta send this to fucking Senna real quick. Side note, always be suspicious of a website that ends in .ru. Especially if you don't know it and you don't know you can trust it. And even when you do know it and think you can trust it, be suspicious of a website that ends in .ru, because that is the domain I forget what stage of the domain, the upper domain for Russia. And I think we all know why we should be suspicious of websites in Russia. Hosted, incorporated, whatever the fucking word is. Even before the whole current mess, there have long been a great many shady websites hosted in Russia. So be careful. Anyway, young Ungdu, there is a matter I would ask thee. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to the others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with the laudation of an acceptable degree. And yet... God damn it. Why? I really do apparently have to make an appointment with my doctor and talk to her about why the fuck I'm so itchy. Ah, I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so unbraced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect toward the blades of my own and foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my arms be torn apart, all of these are undoubtedly the teachings that my mentor has imparted unto me. Truly? God damn it. God damn it. Ah! That flavor's got some kick to it. If I drink too much of it at the same time. Am I dehydrated? Is that why I'm drying out too fast? Or did I drink things that are making me phlegm myself? I don't know. Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourselves someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Ongdu gave her prosthetic arm a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then, leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, "Besides, unless I speak with this feigned, stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit. Forsooth, thou too hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior." So that's what it was. I get it now. Slam. Just as I witnessed the building of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. Uh-oh, they got gauntlets and the hammer and spike. N-Corp goons. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single violator? Oh, shit. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. The same thing happened last time when I saw the N-Corp employees. I thought we had the wrong intel, and all of a sudden... Pop! Sudden flash blinded my vision white, as though I had stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it had made my head swim. Yeah, there was this same pop, and with my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur, until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Oh? Didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Seeing it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Ongdu? Though S-Corp may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched in form, was it, Mentor? Is that right? Looks much the same to me. Ah, this place. Did we just get teleported to S-Corp? No, Dante, though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude. Verisimilitude? Is that how you spell verisimilitude? Do you lose the first eye? This is... You know what? I can answer that question for myself. Huh. I had no idea. I've never heard it pronounced in the way that include verisimilitude. They just skip over that first I and go versa. I don't know, I think I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until just now, but somehow it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms, the sheen of the light, and even the air we breathe, all of them point toward a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the fathoms made entirely out of distortion. There are completely different distortions where the N-Corp employees were just a moment ago. Executive manager, this is exactly it. This is what I was trying to explain. Uno-kun? Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clad in blood-stained dopo robes were approaching us with dragging, uneasy steps. Right, let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Yongdu? My blade is poised to strike, Lady Ezra. And wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude? I'm afraid he has already taken his leave. He had no desire to cross blades with the Chunokuns of S-Corp twice. Come on, man, not again! He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive manager, wherever Kim's gone off to, this definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, executive manager. Men, prepare for battle! Me when I Otis. They always pull out the good percussion lines when we go into Asian battle theme time. Feeling favored, struggling. Can we do better than that? No. Hmm. 313, force 413. Oh, just go clown on his ass, would you please? Two allies that either have no poise or have the least poise count apply 2 poise count. Oh! Wait, is that her S3? Where the fuck is she? There you go. Yeah, that's her S3. Huh. I knew that her passive bumped poise count for people. I didn't know she herself applied poise count. That's pretty fucking good.
재밌겠는데?
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아.
Can he do it? He did it!
적합한 조치였습니다.
Oh shit. Faust, you fucked it. Don handing out poise with a :3. That's right. Kato face Don is the bestest. Why does she have that? She really is a support. Poise support. She's like one of the only poise support characters that exists. Genuinely thought it was just her passive. Neutral that, that's good. This is an iteration on the, what do you call it? The theme we had going for the nerds before. I think I still need to hit up tie 4 with that Dawn. This is low key, but I like the like the battle trance vibe to this combat music. Feels like the music they would put over the remembering of a battle, like around a campfire. Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Oh shit, Otis got her mask on. Sure Dawn can do 46 damage. These two. Is S2 or is S3? Kimboy. It's acupuncture is S2. Draw of the sword is S1. Does he have the ego? Yeah, he does. Lameo. That last one?
혼수는 금기다.
Gain highest resonance divided by 2 attack weight, max 2 rounded down. It has 1 base. 4 attack, 3 plus highest resonance allies with the earliest 20 orders. Gain plus 4 poise count. Other allied blade lineage identities have the lowest SP, heal 10, bleed count, bleed and count. See. Strength of the Fallen doesn't seem like it doesn't say it goes down end of the turn. Oh, bug it, we ball.
무대 배달. 대전.
Oh, I thought you did more damage than that. I was wrong.
조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다. 시연합니다.
He's having a bad time. Oh, he's swinging again. Okay. I love that little fucking cat face they gave Blade Lineage Dawn. It was so unnecessary, but it brings joy to my heart every time I see it.
열라 열받도 이러면 아무것도 못하죠.
Isn't it her spray? Or is it just in the big art?
완성되었나?
Where is she?
조금 바쁘네만.
A little bit, I think. I think you can't really see it in that one, but I think it's there. Cute. Oh damn, she's so fast. Oh fuck. That's kind of overkill, I think, perhaps.
시연합니다.
He just has so much fucking haste. Good lord. He's so fast.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고. 그래, 그렇게
이거
시원하게
금방 맞지?
처리하니 보는 맛이 나.
바이올렛 브레이크 슬램.
하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지. 살을 베어내고.
Feeling we can just no. We do not need to have the whole squad bop one dude. We need everybody but like 2 people to bop one dude. By need, I mean Ongdu's probably gonna kill him and it doesn't matter. Yeah.
적개체 무력.
There we go.
확인 사살.
Nice. Nice and easy. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured alert, Ongdu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back to its sheath. Huh, they're not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted ones reverts them immediately, this time around anyway. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events in a way. Let us search for clues while time allows us. Right. You take that side, Ongdu. I'll search here. Ezra and Ongdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Once again, Don immediately covered in blood. Pretty? Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in the surreal, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. We battled distortions upon our arrival hither, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings changed with so sudden a flash. Prithee, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of this distortion phenomena? Apologies. It would appear I overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location-type distortion. It's basically when its whole space distorts, and since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain space. As for this one, looks like the distortion's already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage, probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is covering almost an entire street. Then those people. They entered this space and got caught up in it, and our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens to them once they're in. Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon its environment. Oh, by that I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it and warps it. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. Rubbed off on me, I guess. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle. Sheepish. In any case, we won't be able to suppress our cure or cure the distortion even if we whoop these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too, With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in dopo robes. And these are... glyph emblazoned upon their headbands, Chu, bespeaks propulsion and pursuit. It marks them as Trunokuns, functionaries charged with scouting and hunting runaway nobis. You hail from the homeland as we do. I am unsurprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being disposed of their stations in Escorp. Dispossessed of their stations in Escorp, after all. So it was no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft without fattening S-Corp's coffers are seized forthwith and made nobis of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends afore the brand of nobi could be impressed upon us. Otherwise, nobi, the wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power, a vile practice and an excuse of their power-mongering. Nothing more. So-called taboo hunters of S-Corp operate by much the same anatomy. Does the breaching of taboo summon the hunter, or does the hunter first seize his prey, to thereafter frame the capture with invented transgression? If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, to take possession of his very being and keep him caged, they need only decree that he should bear the lot of a nobi. Such is what S-Corp has become today. My mentor, too, is one of the victims of that accursed practice. Then, could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor, or Yisong? Or me, perhaps, or none of us? You mean to state that they may be conceptual forms of Chunokuns generated by distortion? That is a plausible conjecture. We are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. Shit. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S-Corp and its Chunokuns have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul? Shit. The presence of Chunokuns suggests a possible correspondence to Yisong's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from bamboo-headed Kim or Ongdu's memories. Ongdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings, but this one, I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. I can't even guess it with this distortion once either. She said it, oh, and it happened. The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ah! If only the team leader were here, cracking this would have been a piece of cake. And we're back. So this is why you kept asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop? N-Corp employees must have it rough too, getting dragged into the distortion like this. Oh shit, fuck. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first, we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest dark room and, no, actually, let's first drag that slippery hat-wearing Colt back here and get him talking about the Chunokuns. That's probably our best bet. Ah, every time we take a job, that slacker just slips off without telling anyone. One part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration. I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Huh? What, Boss Clock found something? Yep, I found where bamboo-headed Kim is right now. I think I'm just gonna start calling him Kim. He's not wearing the hat. And also, Jesus.
시연은 어떠셨나요? 소생은 나름의 소득을 얻었다고 생각합니다만
30% of the damage. Who is
이들의
next
소득을
top?
들고 돌아가 주인님을 팬다면
Otis.
어쩌면 이번에야말로
yeah.
지혜성의
Not a
이름에 입을
surprise.
올리실지도 모르겠군요.
Alright, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bamboo asked Kim. That's right. Continuable? Oh. Hey, we got the whole squad back. That means I can put the nerds back where I want them to be.
여기는 LCA
Put her in
선봉팀.
there.
오제트. 라디오 체크.
Return of the Nerds. White, right. Quad guy on crit ally that has the highest poison, inflicts 2 more bleed potency using skills. Yep, that's what I wanted. Indeed. Okay.
지위를 받는 건 오랜만이네요.
What? Where is Sog?
지위를 받는 건 오랜만이네요.
출장. 잠시. 자유.
부름이라면 기쁘게 나서죠. 지위를 받는 건 오랜만이네요.
Forbidden number.
이번 회에는 몇 발이나 들고 가야 하냐?
And then the rest of them
힘만 잡고 있을 때가
are
아니구려.
fucking
네. 아이고, 작전 호출.
simply exist.
착수.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Meanwhile, Heathcliff's team. Bloody hell, what's up with these gits? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But judging by their getup, they seem like escort fellas. And things were going so well. Could have talked it out with those fedora guys who were rummaging around the place earlier, you know? But no, you just had to go barking at them first. Would have saved us a whole lot of trouble if you hadn't, right? Oh, so it's my fault. Those bastards look like they were nicking stuff. This is our contract area, ain't it? They walked off with something important, we'd be the ones cashing hell. Listen, bud, not everyone's itching to swipe hair coupons into their pockets the second they get the chance. Oh, for how many bloody months are you lot gonna milk that? Excuse me? What, you got a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Is that the end of your troupe performance? Game, I was really enjoying watching you folks dance. Might have mistaken this place for the Peach Blossom Land of Legends had there been a cup of fine macchioli, I don't know, rice wine to go with it. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright. He has a name tag though. I think it says LCD? LCD or whatever, who gives a toss? Am I supposed to put up with every bastard having a dig at me? Oh dear. Such bold swings. Didn't know there was an encore to that performance. You slippery little rat. Well, I do find this amusing enough, but if you intend to play with me, you ought to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you, there's... Oh! Wow, he took out all those dopo-wearing people with just a single strike. I'd say that about covers the price of admittance for your troop circus, wouldn't you? Well then, I leave the rest to you folks. Wandering blades and Mirdim tales never linger on the stage for long, after all. Wait, where the hell do you think you're going? Ah, shit. Bathed and on PC? Oh, hi, Marble, welcome back. I definitely have the power to finish this all in one go, but I don't know if I will. Bamboo-hatted regular dude. That's right. You just be out here hatting. I definitely can, yeah. It depends on how greedy my reading gets. You struggle. Let's get to it. LeMayo gun. You fucked it up 3 times. Now you get shot.
그 삶에 마침표를
나라도
사설이 비었어요.
그렇게
공로 지원한다.
했어야지. 이만하면 훌륭하군요.
The full stop duo are genuine menaces. They sure are. Did he fuck it? No, he got it. He did it.
간당 목숨줄만 붙어 있군.
Oh wait, I need to hit my Heathcliff, my full stop cliff up to
소감자들로 효율적인 마무리를 명령하시겠지요.
up type 4.
단테.
Does she even have any entanglement on herself yet? Bring Severance, Quaystar, Malkuth. Show me that she's got hero. The new ego is doing as much support as Heath Cardo ID. It's making these old ass IDs clash with modern fights. Blade Lineage Otis can roll 21 in her S1. It's crazy. Yeah. And she's a double odd, right? She's like low grade shittery. Otis is the worst out of Blade Lineage. She's the worst out of them all? Okay, good to know. I do have her. She's in the lineup. She's also level 1, so if it gets to that point where she's on the field, things have already gone extraordinarily bad anyway. Oh, come on, Heathcliff. You fucked it.
여긴 맡겨주세요.
Unsurprisingly, granted the only double odd from the launch of the lot. Yeah. Doesn't exactly, like bring confusion with that. How many of these fuckers are there? Come on, show me the other half. Wave 1, 1. Come on! Damn. Okay. Are 10 of them. That man probably gonna die. That'll work.
사격 개시. 확실히 훌륭하군 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지. 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴데 적합한 조치였습니다.
Did. Oh, he actually evaded it. Amazing.
여긴 맡겨주세요.
Look at him go. Uh-oh, what the fuck is this? No. Not different nerds. Villain uptied him before. Who? Heathcliff? No, he's 3.
숨 참고 있을
I think they're both 3. No.
긴장하셨나요?
Yeah, Stop
그럴
Cliff is
땐
not
크게
4.
심호흡을 하면 도움이 된답니다.
He is only 3. Or I am clownerating it. Because he doesn't get poise if he's not. Yeah. I do need to get to that, but and I have at least I have plenty of fucking Heathcliff shards now because I keep accidentally dumping all of my boxes on him instead of, you know, getting Merceau's.
타겟 포착 1시 방향.
I don't know why, but my brain looks at Heathcliff's symbol and goes, that one's Merceau, it's purple. Merceau's isn't purple though.
히스클리프 지금.
폭로 지원한다. 간다. 폭로.
여긴
All things
맡겨주세요.
are purple if you believe. I suppose that's true if your head is fucked up enough. Hers is the shape of a guillotine blade. It's also got a chain on it. And Heathcliff's has a lightning bolt, so... Do you have bullets? Yeah, still have ammo.
깔끔한
Dead!
머리통이 작살났다.
Who would have thought getting shot with a gun would hurt?
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테.
We're getting up into the funny
나쁘지 않은
boys count
성과입니다.
territory. Shotted. Staggered. If this unit's speed, convert the final coin into breakable.
사격 개시.
Dead. Welcome to Overkill.
어머해줘.
여긴 맡겨주세요. 그 삶의 마침표를.
그래.
지금
그렇게 시원하게
지원한다.
처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이
Staggered.
덜 답답한 법이지.
That sure was a lot of play, a lot of effort for nothing. Lol. So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago, and now nobody knows where he's wandered off to? Yeah, bloke just turned up out of nowhere, flapped his gums, then did a runner before anyone else could grab him. Ezra let out a long, listless sigh, as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. Hey, it's the Long Woman? That's right. It's time for Long Woman shenanigans. Also, they glued some new arms onto Ongdu, so that's cool. Lady Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced, yet I trust you are also aware that, more often than not, Mentor's actions have carried a profound design. He has never left his post without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay, but come on, would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we'd stop him. What are we gonna do? Tie him up? Lock him in a closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember the last time? We all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping it off in the recovery ward, but nope. When the LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened, and the team leader didn't even chew him out for that. Lady Ezra, that's... Oopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? Yeah. Then the reason he failed to participate in the operation was... simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel? Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses bade us hold our tongues for this very reason. She knew full well Mentor's intentions would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did you not just disclose that the man deserted his post without authorization? That's the thing. He wasn't just wandering around. He was outside all alone, taking down the ring automanicans who'd locked down the elevator that leads into the LCE department. Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He just caught on and did the job himself. Heard it's all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the comms back up and contact the LCE chief, dude, way faster. And that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another hour or two if he hadn't stepped in, apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered. So he came back looking like he'd been processed through a meat grinder. But yeah, he did end up staying in bed like a good patient. In a lot of pain. Nah, we stopped chaining people in the closet after Dawn chewed her own arms off trying to escape. She was only in there for like a minute, but she got bored. It was their mistake for putting her in there without any, like, fixer magazines. That would have solved the problem. Easy. Also, that's a different team. Bus team does shit like that. Ezra and Moses' squad don't, because they're, you know, reasonable or something. Then the soldier is not entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Anyway, we were all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine, I suppose there was no helping it. Today, though, never mind. It's always like this with him. He always slips away and pops back in saying, "It's done." My point is, what happens if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way and he just fucking dies in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions?
Bloke's gotta be relying on his gut feeling, innit?
Gut feeling?
Look, I only saw the bloke for a bit, so I can't say I've got him all figured out. But he's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sod who doesn't know where he's stepping.
Heathcliff scratched at his chin, then kept talking as though he were stating an obvious fact.
Today's proof enough. Not one of us, so Clockhead couldn't have reached him from that far, and sent him to back us up, and there's no way he just happens to run into us when we were about to get into battle, innit?
Then...
well, could be bloke's got some stupidly sharp head on him. Piece things together. Could be that. But I've got these moments when I get a flash of that gut feeling. However you want to call it. My boss man, Matthew, said he could hear that kind of shite too. Said, I can hear them gears turning. Or I think I hear rats scurrying about. He'd do things you couldn't make heads or tails of. Listen, there was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew says he can hear them gears turning. Walks into a random pub, starts throwing back drinks like he'd lost his bloody mind.
That does sound like someone who's lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the barrel dry before battling whales to blunt their fear, only to stumble around on the deck and fall overboard.
Boss could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting plastered right before the turf wars, not what most sane people would call a good idea. Had us all cross, so we went stomping after him. Guess what? Turns out that pub was the secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were crowding around the gaffer, running their mouths about how they'll kill him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead.
Oh, hi, Possum. How you doing, buddy? God damn, this chair is killing me. Oh, you doing all right? Good. Keep it that way. You pull for the new ID and ego, or are you waiting for shards? You want to pull because you forgot these had announcers? You pulled and failed a few times? Yeah. I did a 10 pull just cuz. But I didn't get anything. You want the announcer. And we've got a while before the next bit hits, and it's probably gonna have pulls in it. You got R-Corp Rhodia. Is R-Corp Rhodia good? The resources and got Hong Lu though? Hell no? That's what I fucking thought. Not
a single one of them got away. We beat them bloody every last bastard, and boss knew it'd play out that way.
Sorry, but this really sounds like Barstool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I should think it was no mere chance. If you are saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidences. Is that not so? The new Hongers is surprisingly good for a welfare unit. Yeah, I was looking at him. He does seem pretty solid, doesn't he? Surprisingly so. If you are saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidences. Is that not so?
Yeah, every time Matt pulled one of those stunts, our lot ended up growing bigger. Wouldn't have kept working so neatly if it was just coincidence.
He's significantly worse than R-Corp Hong Lu, a unit released last year.
Ugh.
That's pretty rough. It is likely what is often referred to as, indeed, an instinctive sense, or experience-based precognition. More accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that surprise even Faust. On further analysis, it would appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it.
Is that a compliment, or are you taking the piss out of me?
Though my mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes, when all has passed, I often find that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Turns out Heathcliff can... I can't... Shit! I meant to say I can't talk, but I can't do the other thing either. Turns out Heathcliff can think, just chooses not to, like he said back in Canto 6. Yeah, he did do that. Does genuinely just not think about things. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though I confess, I have also been concerned about him of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. God damn it. To wait. Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying more. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay, I suppose our team leader has her own reasons for letting him be. That said, doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Let us return to the task at hand and do what we can for now. Fine, fine. As the others quieted down, I finally had room to notice the place we found ourselves in. There wasn't a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side.
I can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, fellas. And the red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aging eyes.
Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then,
don't turn on the light.
I heard Merceau's clipped warning, his voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Merceau, where are you? Ah, there he is. That corner. Is he washing something?
I'm developing the film roll, manager. Exposure to light might ruin the entire roll. Please exercise caution.
So he'd been doing this his own thing. That explains why he was quiet all along.
Huh? Didn't think you know how to print photographs, pal.
That for, anyway.
You expressed the wish to have the film developed, manager. I am carrying out that instruction.
I see? Photo studio first and now a dark room. Maybe no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the access of this distortion rests upon a photographer. The film's serial numbers either match those found in the photo studio or deviate by only a single digit. It is certain that this dark room is connected to the studio in some way. The images bear a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe this building and that photo studio share a strong connection.
Oh? Where'd you get these photos?
I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the locations in the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to have been taken at various places in N-Corp's district buildings. District buildings, mostly. Hey, wait, I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to that department store.
Correct. The photos must have been taken by a docugrapher. Docugrapher? Docugrapher? I don't know.
Merceau chimed in, holding up an odd cylindrical container in his hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then, with a measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film.
Film rolls are hardly affordable for the average resident in N-Corp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings, adhering to fixed standards that can be observed in these pictures.
And these docugraphers you mentioned are the people entrusted with that job?
Yes. They photograph the information to be poured into canned experience.
A docugrapher... How could a person of such a decently lucrative profession fall into distortion? Decent job, maybe, but how do we know if they're a decent person? Ezra replied with a clear-cut answer after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team leader said there are other ways of processing film rolls, but in N-Corp, you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them.
Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed.
Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place? It's pretty far from that photo studio.
Huh. Now that you mention it, yeah.
Check out these windows. They're only covered by newspapers, all messy-like. Consider how sensitive film rolls are to light. It's really super suspicious that this darkroom doesn't have any proper blackout panels. And you know, films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in their right mind would print photos in a room patched up with yesterday's newspaper? Oh. This probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos. People don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they might have distorted. Right? Manager? Marcel came to my side quietly, still giving the strange cylinder the occasional shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this film roll. Yeah, what is it? Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until development is complete. Aren't we already doing that? Yes. However, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. This is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle. There is no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. Wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Surely there must be a cause for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements arrived exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after N-Corp's pinframe team staff were defeated. Deductions based on the events thus far make it clear that the photo studio and this dark room share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Sinner Heathcliff, Sinner Honglu, and Sinner Gregor have battled N-Corp's pinframe team in this very location. I hear footsteps rushing up the staircases, approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Marceau was getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning, the initial rinse is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 34 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. The battle is imminent. Please withdraw to a safe position, Manager. Marceau, you... Crash. You should have warned us way earlier! Understood, Manager. I will follow that instruction going forward. Fucking Marceau. Why is it that I fucking switched their, like, accent, inflection, way of speaking halfway through lines sometimes? What the fuck is wrong with me? Shit-ass Frenchman, indeed. After the battle, oh, we don't even have to fight, huh? Something sits ill with me. Amid the sprawl of S-Corp's back streets, distorted with the flash, Ongdu had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. And at the end of her gaze, are those photographs? A long line stretched across the open air, photographs hanging from it like laundry clipped to a clothesline. I mistook it for a Kumjul first and gave it little attention. And upon closer look, I saw those pictures hanging from the line. Fuck shit. Perhaps they had been strung within the darkroom and remained thus when the distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation of unaffected elements in the space occupied by a location-type distortion is most irregular. I see you fucking bastards back there. You shitters with your red eyes. Goddamn voyeurs, stop watching us. Indeed. The items we bore from the studio have already changed into images of various sites of S-Corp, yet those alone remain as they were. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just as I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, Marcelo stepped forward and plucked a few photos off of it. And the instant he brought them to me, we heard another pop. And again, a bright white flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief, this distortion likes to change its mind, huh? Keep switching between S-Corp and N-Corp. This feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. My whole body tenses up and then goes slack right after. The other sinners were busy grumbling about the distortion and its sudden jumps, except for Marceau, who stood right in front of me with the photos still held out in his hand. Oh, you didn't drop them? No. He gave his usual short answer, then returned his attention to the cylinder he had been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flicked the liquid off it with clean, controlled motions. Is the processing finally done? Wait, we're back here with the lights on now. Is it okay to take the film out? Yes. Exposure to light will not damage the film once development is complete and the image is fixed. There is no cause for concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Sighing in relief, I held up the photograph so I could take a proper look. So, seeing anything odd in there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. People in the photographs all looked different from one another. If I had to pick one similarity between them, though, they all looked cold and indifferent. Yeah?
Yeah, that's the city, all right. Ordinary folks you'd see anywhere.
These aren't like the photos we picked up at the studio earlier. Are these the kind of photographs they used to make at canned experiences? The scenery around us seemed to ripple just now. I was about to ask Faust if she'd also felt the strange away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Maybe it was just a spell of random vertigo. Is it even possible to get dizzy when I've got a clock for a head? No. Marcel must have noticed that I was out of sorts for a moment because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No? I thought you said docugraphers take these photos to put into canned experiences. Raw ingredients for canned experience are handled exclusively by the Grand Magazine Sysfine. Sif? Grand Magazine Sif. There is no known method for external parties to access them. Yeah, sure, Clock. Some super suspicious sensation shakes your soul and is probably nothing. Dante is kind of stupid sometimes. Sisyphe. What? One must imagine Sisyphe happy? Yeah. Gotta be somehow. Lomeo, rockpusher.wev, photoexperiencer.png. Oh, I think I've heard of it. Canned experiences, right? They're in high demand in other districts too, but the only brand stamped on them is Grand Magazine Sisyphe. Same name every time. I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam weeks came around. Never had one myself though, can't really explain it. Something about them just feels kind of wrong. Why is there a black and white image of that guy from Chainsaw Man in the bottom left?
God damn it.
That's Vergilius. Clearly. Lomeo. Maria sent it to me a while ago, and I just decided to put it there on every Limbus stream now because I think it's funny. Tell me there's not a... Oh yeah, there's it's literally Mads Mikkelsen, a picture of him edited to look like fucking Vergilius. And when we were watching Chainsaw Man together, I think every single one of us made the joke that what's his ass looks like Mads Mikkelsen. He does kind of look the hell, that one fucking guy from Mainsaw Chan. Yeah, the blonde asshole who like comes along and at some point, I can't remember why, but he's like training Denji in power at one point. I forget his fucking name because it's been forever. So these things are like brain dances and whatever the fuck they're called in Shadowrun. What the fuck are they called in Shadowrun? I feel like I should know that. Brain dance. Better than like they're BTLs, that's what they are. BTL and SimSense things. Alright. Moving on. That popular, huh? Sprinklers? No. Incorrect. The unprocessed based content of canned experience, known as experience batter, is supplied to reprocessing factories, where docugraphers fine-tune the experience's details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose. They can fine-tune experience? An easier example for understanding would be to consider why docugraphers take pictures of subjects such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulses of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property. Demand for haute couture canned experience is increasing by day. So that's why the photos from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experience that can be easily encountered in reality is in low demand. And why photograph these residents at all? Perhaps these were not images harvested for their commodity value, but pure photography in and of itself. Mayhap they have been captured for a desire to seize a vanishing instant through a lens. The city is such a functionally cyberpunk setting without the cyberpunk aesthetic. It sure is! Except when the cyberpunk aesthetic does come up. It has popped up in a couple places. It's just not normally so super overt. There are people who take photographs knowing that it would cost an exorbitant sum. I have seen some before. Staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is if they could even manage to find a photographer who'd take the risk and help take the picture. I'm not so crass as to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on film rolls, what could have made this investment worth it? I'd say maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiments or memories even. Leafing through the photographs, I quietly expressed my thoughts. What is the taboo of N-Corp? Video? I am that crass. That'll be $30 for remembering a moment of childhood whimsy. Hey, capitalism! Video. I see. Executive manager? I'm not exactly an authorized authority on distortions, but I know they manifest through desires or emotions that become warped in bizarre ways. Video recording is the taboo? I see. And they're breaking into this place. Hunting for a taboo. Recording, reviewing video of N-Corp gets you a visit from your friendly neighborhood taboo hunter. Gotcha. So it's just filming... filming N-Corp itself. And in N-Corp. They won't come after you outside of N-Corp. Because it's N-Corp's taboo. You'll never be a rich corpo, but you want to know what it's like? Here's canned experience of that for $3.50. Yup. BTLs and brain dances, exactly the same shit in Shadowrun and Cyberpunk. Better than life, chips. Whatever the fuck you call brain dances. Desire, they become warped in bizarre ways. But everything the distortion has shown us so far points back to S-Corp. That is, the S-Corp from the past that only Kim and Ongdu would have seen and remembered. These photos, though? Completely untouched by the distortion. Doesn't that feel off? Canned suicide is their most popular product. Jesus fucking Christ. Why am I not surprised? Must be a strong fixation at play here. Strong enough to slip past even a distortion. How they get the photos? They find someone who wants to commit suicide and just take pictures of them? As they do it? I don't know. And that obsession, if that obsession is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced, I think our next step should be to look for the people in these photos. Photographs are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. Was it? Oh, my bad. Same situation we got right now. We got office workers who literally do that as their job. Huh? Take photos of everything and anything. Oh, yeah. Just, yeah, it's true. They do, don't they? We have... Fuck. Dante says it would be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs. Oh, good idea. Team leader did say that we should accept input from the LCB with open arms. Hey, Ongdu, can you get me the office catalog? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliated with Seven Association. Look for that one that can take her the request right away. Can someone tell Ezra we're fine? I think I know where to find those people. Dante says one of the people shown in the photographs has already been found. What? When? How? Well, guess I'm just having a lucky day. Pulled the radio from my waist and switched it on without answering Ezra's question. EWRC? I think she said, do we regroup, clock? That one was especially hard to understand, Ryoshu. Rhodia's with you, right? Can you put her on? Okay. Rhodia, you there? Eh? What? Dante wants to talk? 1 second, 1 second. I kind of went overboard with the bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. Pastries? What kind? Just one of everything. Neat. Can you grab extra brioche and baguettes for me, too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hold on. I gotta readjust the pile if I want it. Just throw them on TF. They're packaged. Brioche, you can't treat food like that, okay? Bread has... I mean, bakers have feelings too, you know? Badass McCinner. That's right, and we love her for it. Or at least I do. How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? Tactical fat ass? You mean same? Oh, I know. The scabbard is rattling again for some reason. Anyways, Dante, can you give me a sec if you need me to fight? Just need to cram these into my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? Then what's this about? Took a closer look at the words written on the wicker basket in the first photograph. Marcel had brought me. Where's that bakery you're at? Hey. Alright. I'm apparently fading quickly, and also my throat is giving out. And we are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did? Yeah. 6, 7, 5 stages away from the end. We can just do that tomorrow. That's fine with me. I did a decent 3 hours-ish. And tomorrow we'll be here tomorrow. It's not that far away. And then after that, hopefully, we can just do fucking whatever. You know? Just do... I don't know. Something. Grind MDs or some shit. Rip Marbo. You will miss it, Rip? No! My bad. 5 stages. If there weren't so many dialogue stages in this and there was more fighting, I'd be good to go, but I am running out of the juice. And I still, I'll be real with y'all, I haven't been sleeping good this whole fucking week, and it's getting me kind of rough. So hopefully next week will be better. I don't know why either. Such is life, I suppose. Alright, everyone. Apologies for the short stream. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I intend to try and actually sleep properly tonight. So, good luck. Sleep well. See you tomorrow. If there's anybody I can raid that's acceptable real quick. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna fuck off. Have a good night, everybody.